Three, 2, 1. We was already recording anyway. I don't know why I counted down. But y'all gotta stop me when I do shit like that. I don't know why y'all don't be stopping me. Y'all be letting me go and then like y'all laugh at me after. But anyway, what's this, episode 3?
This is episode 3. Yes,
This is 3. We just released 2.
Yeah.
This is 3.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, bet. So, welcome back. This is the Lunchtable podcast, the one and only Lunchtable podcast. Fuck all them other niggas that got some shit called the Lunchtable. And stop hitting me up saying, yo, there's mad other niggas with the Lunchtable podcast. Like, we know. Like, I know, bro. We good. Like, trust me, we did the research beforehand. Like, we know.
We know now.
We know now, feel me, and we moving accordingly. That's all.
And my man did say that he's out here. He's out here. He's ready to punch niggas in their face. You know what I'm saying?
I've never said that, but I don't shy away from the smoke, though. I don't shy away from the smoke. I tell you that.
Yo, honestly, don't even talk about them niggas, bro. Cause we.
Yeah, I'm saying, and it's one that's in New York. I'm gonna let it be just like that.
Oh shit.
But I'm.
We in Brooklyn, bro. We not hard to fall. Nigga.
That's what I'm saying. I dropped the studio location now. Keep it aside. You want smoke, come find me. But let me introduce the podcast properly. It's your boy Dapper Dan, of course. To my left, we got my guy Reem. Across from Reem, we got my guy Fritz. And right next to Fritz, we got my guy Ray, who we're settling on Ray. Said that last podcast, we're going to go with Ray. Feel me?
Niggas know my name, man.
Raekwon.
My name is my name.
Hey, what's up, Pusher?
But anyway, it's funny because like we was having a little discussion before. Like this topic actually came from a rendezvous at your crib after the last time we was in here, and basically I forgot how it came up, but basically it had me weak because I was just like, yo, how do you ask for head from a shorty? Like I forgot what the conversation was, but I know it had something to do with that. And I was just like, yo, asking for head from a shorty it's funny because like it's like a case by case basis almost. Or do y'all have moves that y'all go to? Like, let me know. Like, what's y'all movements?
I know Ray used to have a move. I don't know if he's still using it or not.
Nah, because fun fact for everybody, because we're gonna get real personal on this podcast. We're gonna give stories. If you watch last episode, allegedly, you feel me? We gonna tell stories on here, but like. Just to let y'all know a background on Ray. Ray was the headmaster. Like Ray wasn't seeing vagina at a point, he was just seeing mouth, bro. So like he was then the headmaster.
No vagina.
What he wants to throw.
But let me not throw him under the bus. Let him tell his own story. So go ahead. Like let me hear y'all how y'all be asking for head. Cause I know how I be doing it. But how do y'all do it?
Basically, I never really, to be honest with you, I just recently started asking for head. Before that, I used to just like. Niggas is in the moment, feel me? Shorty doing her thing. We probably start making out, and then like I will fake like maneuver her way for me to start sucking on my neck, and then just like tap her head. Feel me? Like so, I just tap her head, and then if she feel me, if she go down, she go down. If she don't, she don't. I already know. Like it was never like yo for me trying. Now I'm not going front. Now I hit him with the yo. So you trying to help me out real quick? Try to help me out real quick, bro. I don't know what else to say. I'm not gonna front.
Help me, please.
I was gonna say, yo, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna front because it's like I always said it sound weird. Like you ask, like it sound weird. You ask the shorty like, yo, you trying to give me neck? Like how can you say that smoothly?
All right, so you painted a picture of like how it kind of went, but I got confused at a point. So like I need you to like kind of break it down, and for me and for like people watching at home. So like shorty's here, y'all are here at some point.
Yeah.
Y'all are here. And then do you like how do you like do you move your face and move her down to the neck? Like
basically,
so like you go from here, you give her a kiss on the cheek and then
because I start sucking on her neck for me. I like move and start sucking on her neck for me, and then she adapt for me, and then from there like for me sometimes for me I start lightly tapping her head down. For me.
So you apply a small amount of pressure to like let her know like. You know, like this is where
some head plays.
Yeah, like,
for me, like basically, like that's the signal for me. She like I'm gonna assume any person in that position would know, like for me, without me saying any words, they know. But for me, like at the same time, again, if she goes down, she goes down. If she don't, she don't. After that, it's like I'm not about. If she don't go down, I'm like, alright, I'm not about to ask her like, oh, like can I get some neck? Because to me, I always said like there's no smooth way in asking that. That's why like recently I realized like for me we grown now. I don't think that move works anymore for me.
I'm not sure that it doesn't, but
I mean at least for me lately I realized like I don't know if that's the move anymore for me. So I just hit him with the like, yo, you trying to help me out real quick?
Trying to help me out real quick.
That's the corniest shit you could have said.
I mean, who?
So what you do, my nigga?
I asked for it, like, yo, get to the head nod. I've done that before though. The head nod for me. Like,
I think, I've definitely done that.
Yeah, like,
I've done that.
Like when you in the mood, like for
twice,
me,
I
like
think
if you
it's-
want to tell a shorty that, for me, it might go like that. For me, like you could ask for it, man. I don't know how to ask. I'm not gonna tell y'all niggas.
So
how
you
I
never
ask
asked like actually asked like, yo, you trying to give the neck?
to a freak in the past, yes. Like, but like that. But even before, so they already know. Like for me, like what's going on.
So she just throw it off rip.
Nah, cause I asked before. I be like, yo, I get the
So-
head.
So you actually like,
you
yo,
gonna get
like,
that, right?
do the text like, yo, you gonna swing the neck? And
Yeah,
she says
if it's
yes?
a freak, if it's a nah, like.
Nah, cause sometimes the messages be going like that. Sometimes
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, bro, in college, you never had a walkie conversation like that. Like, yo,
Yeah, of course.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not
sometimes
gonna
you
front,
ask.
every single time I had that conversation, Shorty was not throwing the neck. They always front like all the
Ray wasn't
all the
smooth,
shorties
that's
that
why.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the shorties that
Way
be
too blunt. That's his
all the
problem,
shorties
bro.
be talking hot. When they pull up, they not like they act the opposite of what they was talking. I'm like, yo, what's
That's
going
tough.
on here? Like
That's
for
tough.
me,
They
it
just
be
wanted
the
to cuff you, bro. They
It
just
be the
wanted to cuff you.
shorties
That's
that we
it.
just talking regular, and then when they pull up, they throwing it. Like I'll be like, yeah, like I don't got it for me. Like telling you,
So
it's,
every girl that has talked hot to you, they never follow through.
in college, yeah,
Damn.
facts,
What? All at Ball State?
yeah.
Yo, this is yeah. Baited.
Yeah. So what about you?
It's definitely I've done the head nod before, but like Fredo said, from my experiences, I haven't really had to ask for it like a lot of the times. But for the couple of times that I did the head nod. I feel like I dead ass feel like I bluntly asked like, "Can I get some head?" one time.
Nah, no funny. Cause like in the past, like, cause I didn't start eating poems till like 2017.
I was eating pussy since 09.
Whoa. What's up? Was a young?
Yo, this freshman year of high school.
Freshman year of high school.
Bro.
So it was a young vegan.
Nah, but like
What's that OG in the game, bro? I'm not gonna front.
OD, bro.
I was not thinking about that shit in 09.
I'm not even
09?
3 years strong yet.
Yeah.
I got exposed to sex a little too early. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so did I, but I wasn't going down there,
I
bro.
was wilding.
Yeah,
bro.
facts.
I
I
was
wasn't going down
Little
there.
freak man.
Because-
That's serious.
So back
That's
in
the
the
Asian
day,
shit.
back in the days, I wasn't even pressing head because I'm like, yo, I'm not about to give you heads. I wasn't even pressing it. So like most of the times, like shorty would give me head off the strength that they wanted to, or they would see I wasn't like. Cause sometimes you kissing a girl too long and like, yeah, I'm not really hard no more. Like, you feel me? So like, if I'm not hard, we're not doing nothing. So like, you kind of got to do something here. So it's like it's kind of like they know. It was like, yo,
It was an obligation.
it was like, what you going? What? Cause you can't go in a hole like that. You feel me? So like,
Yo, he's a wild boy.
you ain't have no choice.
So
but to
what
lie,
happened?
but-
She wasn't like for me. She just didn't
That
give
was
you
it.
neck
It
that
was-
day.
They was
Y'all was
making
just
out
gonna
for 2
make out
hours.
and go to
That's
sleep?
it. He was finger popping.
Nah,
Oh yeah,
what's-
you was gonna kick her out.
what you mean? Like, what was the question? I missed the question.
Like what happens if she didn't give you neck? Like while y'all was kissing after that, like she peeped.
Nah, like, I mean, more times than not, like, I usually was hard. I was young as hell. Like,
Oh,
you used to be hard when they were sitting on your lap. No funny. Like, so you used to sit in your lap and get hard. And don't act like niggas never been in a party and, like, got a wine and was like, oh, nah. Like, that's how
Nah, no funny shit. I was watching some comedian nigga was like, the best dick you ever had was at 14 years old. Like, your shit was always stand up.
But so you never asked for it before?
There was one girl I blatantly was like, can I get some head? Blatantly. Like, that
She
was
was
the
a
thing.
freak.
She was a freak, but, like, you had to, like, she had a weird rule with herself. It was just, like, she didn't really like being asked for head, but I did it anyway because I'm Daniel and I got to do what I want.
Oh.
But like,
This nigga talking spice.
but like,
Nice.
Yo, shout out to freaks. Shout out to freaks. We appreciate
because
you.
I'm like, yo, we in the
I
moment.
appreciate y'all.
My thing was like, yo, we in the moment. She not about to say no. Like, we was in a moment. So I'm like, you're not about to say no. And she was like, she just looked at me. She was like, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's how that went. But
So you don't really ask.
I don't ask It's usually like more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Conjoined insinuation. Like it's like, all right, like you know what I'm saying? Like especially
That's a part of
nowadays,
it.
nowadays when I'm like giving them that head back, like it's a thing now. Like it's not nothing to ask for. We adults.
We grown up.
Wait,
man.
so
I
you
don't
be
feel
throwing
like-
the head like to every chick?
Nah, you
Oh,
You can't do it to everyone.
I don't know because the nigga was talking like for me,
I don't
2
even-
years in the game. I thought he was trying to catch up with some shit. I don't know. Like for me, I don't know.
Like you're trying to put bodies on my mouth.
Hey yo,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yo.
This episode is dumb.
You're trying to put bodies on me. But
Over.
nah, that's not happening.
That's the name of the episode. Bodies on your mouth.
That's OD. Hell no. Hell no.
What was your mother think?
She
Facts.
can't go watch this episode.
Your mom can't even.
Shouts out to Raymond.
Your mom
if you
can't
watch
even
that.
fucking promote the podcast, bro.
She can't show it to her friends. Like, not at work.
But let's get into some other topics because we don't got all day in here. I don't want to be here all goddamn day.
I want to go home.
I don't even like y'all like that.
No funny. I did not want to see y'all niggas today. I'm gonna keep it. I love y'all niggas to death.
Nah, I didn't
I
want to come.
did
here
not
today.
want to see y'all.
I'm
Today.
gonna
Friday
lie.
is
I came
tough.
from
I'm
work.
not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I'm
Friday
saying my work
sucks.
clothes.
Like, yeah, I wanted to see her today. I didn't want to go straight home today. The fuck. Niggas told me I had off on Monday. I
My son
didn't
live in
expect that. I was
Far Rock.
like,
My son
oh
live in
yeah,
Far Rock.
I
That's
don't
why.
gotta go to work on Monday. Let's get it.
My son live in Far Rock. That's why.
Bro.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna wait for Shameless and Power to come on, and that's gonna be the highlight of the week.
Yo, your week is his ass.
I'll be in the
You gotta
crib,
come to
nigga.
Brooklyn, bro.
I'll
You
be in
gotta
the
come to Brooklyn.
crib.
Come to Brooklyn.
Ain't nothing for me outside right now.
Come to
It's
Brooklyn,
break.
Yo, that's jokes. But yo, let's get into something real serious. So like, boom, this week that just passed, it was very heavy on the Bay concept, and by that I mean like Future and Lori Harvey have come forward. They were in Jamaica with a bunch of her friends who all look good. Normani
Life
was
is
out
good.
there.
Life is
Jordan
good.
Woods was out there.
Life is great.
Winnie Harlow was out there. Ryan Destiny was out there.
Tiana Taylor was out there.
Tiana Taylor was
my
out there with
God.
Iman. Like all the baddies was out there. Feel
You
me?
peep
Sponsored.
that video of Iman when he was about to light up in the bag of the nigga. For me, he did the dash real quick, nigga.
My son phone's still open for a contract, bro.
Facts.
I don't blame him. Why
It's
would
a
you
legend-
want?
it's a
I'm gonna go
legend, bro.
fight. That's how much
It's
you
a
love the
CBD.
game, bro. Like you don't want to be in Jamaica with baddies all around smoking dope in the back of a V.
I mean, you live with a baddie, so.
That's what I'm
Facts.
saying. Like,
Married to a
Facts,
baddie.
but
Whole kid
let's
with a
let's
baddie.
get into the topic real quick. So like, I know it was real annoying for me at least seeing that picture of them in the pool on everybody's story.
Everybody
every
posted
girl's
that
story. It was
Yeah, I
just
seen that
them
all
in the
day.
pool, and then the recap video Lori Harvey had posted of the whole trip was just floating around. I'm just like, yo, I get it. Like I get it. It looked like a nice vacation, but like, I'm trying to figure out like where I want to go with this. But like basically like, how do y'all feel about that whole dynamic of a Future Lori Harvey and like how people are like saying that like the king and queen of toxic and like they're kind of like together because like the theme on Twitter right now is basically like girls are like, yo, I hope Lori Harvey comes out of this like victorious or some weird
Yeah, like everybody's saying,
weirdo shit.
I hope she leaves him before.
Like
It's
yeah.
on some fake hot girl city
Yeah.
boy shit. Like we voting for
And I think that's
Future,
real-
and we going and the girls is going for Lori.
I think that's really weird to me, bro. I don't like that concept. I mean, how do y'all feel about that?
I honestly couldn't care less about their relationship. Lori Harvey is fire.
Definitely fine.
Like, yo, she is. Oh my god! Like I understand why Meek wanted her on
I'm a
his
little
wish
late
list.
to the party.
I
but
got
facts.
Lori
She
Harvey.
is
Bro, I
Wow,
was
looking-
jacking,
bro.
she's fire for the Lord, yo. But
She is looking type nice. I'm not gonna front.
I understand
She
why
is.
their
She
relationship is getting as much attention as it's getting, but I personally do not care for their relationship at all.
Nah, it's because we don't really see Future in his dynamic for me.
But
Like,
yeah, it's
last time we saw him in this dynamic was Sierra for me,
Yeah.
and you seen what happened with that.
Yeah.
Great music. I'm not gonna front. Great music for both parties too. For both parties.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, Danny, though. 'Cause I don't like how everybody like saying. I feel like they should just leave them. For me, like let them be. Like whatever happened with their relationship, I don't like that shit. Like I hope Lori leave before
break his heart.
Yeah, do him dirty.
Low key, I'm not
You
gonna
can't
front.
live your life like that.
Low key, I'm not gonna front. I feel like this is fake part of Future rollout. Like
Could be.
Like they just
Never
fucking
know.
with each other. For me, they vibing right now. Like they know they're not probably they like taking themselves seriously. Like
Could
they
be.
just having fun. This nigga just capitalizing because supposedly he got music coming out.
I mean,
So
you do got a single.
He
out.
just dropped He just dropped a single with Drake for me, and he just happened to just drop that a week before her birthday and this whole vacation type shit. Like that came back to back. Feel me?
You got a point, bro.
So like it came back to back. Now we're just settling down And supposedly, excuse me.
That's a filthy. That was a ginger ale burp.
Facts. The Henny and the ginger ale.
Yo, but supposedly, like, he got music and an album coming out. So I'm not gonna front. Like, he got all eyes on him right now, and he with a baddie. Feel me? So
Popular
like,
baddies.
what
Sorry
else?
to cut you off, but Tory Lanez has said in like multiple interviews that there has been baddies that have hit him up saying that they want to be in a relationship, quote unquote, just for the clout. Like, so that's the thing.
But I was gonna say that's always been the thing.
But I'm
though.
saying,
supposedly
like,
Black,
just to give an example, like Tory Lanez has come out and actually said it.
supposedly Black China solicits herself to, like, for that. Like, she like YBN Namir and all that. Like, for me, the nigga said, like,
Almighty J.
he's like, yo, feel me, give me this much bread and we'll act like we go together, like, for the clout type shit. For me, so this is
Prostitute on her name.
Bro, I don't even think Black China look good, bro,
She don't.
at all. And girls gonna kill me for that, especially like one of my gems. She loved Black China, but like I don't think she look good, bro. Like
I clap her silicone cheeks,
I'm not doing
I'll get
it.
the neck.
but she
Shorty had a
she's
sex
not,
tape.
But like, that's definitely a thing for me. So like I said, I won't be surprised if it's the same thing. Like, it benefits both parties, and
that makes sense.
Shorty been with Matt. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that for me, but she was with other people in the past that so happened to be in the industry for me. So it's for me, she looking good right now, and my son is benefiting off of that. So why not? Like, I'm all for it. For me, if some good music come out of it, I hope so. For me.
So I have my next question on this topic. Like, you ever been on have anybody here been on a vacation before? Like, how does that vibe go?
Vacation.
It wasn't really.
I've never really had like a shorty, like a real girlfriend. So like,
Nah, I never had a vacation yet.
And you never had a weekend getaway?
A weekend getaway, yeah, but like a vacation.
That's fake.
I mean, yeah, like I'm getting
That's
at,
not-
like
that's
we
not
not
vacation.
rich, so I'm saying, you feel me? Like, I'm just talking.
I'm not gonna lie,
I've
the
done, like,
vacations
weekend
is for the
getaway.
ups, and I feel like a weekend getaway should suffice for that. So if y'all been on that, I would consider that for me.
Yeah,
a
like if
vacation.
y'all spent any time where I got away from the regular, vibe, the regular
My
environment.
nigga, if you go to the Poconos for a weekend with your shorty, that's a vacation.
Low key,
No
it's,
funny.
it's just not one that's popularized, but like it's a vacation.
It's a baby step.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is like a vacation if you go to Poconos.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a baby step. Like, for me, that's the step before the vacation. I'm assuming. Like, y'all might not. That's the test of waters for me. Like, I guess. Like, I don't know.
So
I
that's
never,
a test of water.
So neither of y'all have ever been.
Nah.
I don't be having
Yeah.
girlfriends, you know that. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm hoping for me.
I told you, 2020, I'm really trying to like get a girlfriend, bro.
You
Like,
said, oh yeah, you did say top of the decade.
Yo,
my dad said
Well, you
that.
doing
Hashtag,
good. You doing good.
you looking
'cause you
for
just started
Danny's
giving
wife.
girls head, so
Looking for
for me, you
my
gonna get
wife.
some looks your way.
You can't get cuffed out here.
my son said
without
that 2
getting
times, 3 times a strike. He might be cut by the 3rd time he say that shit.
a head.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
That's tough. But all right, man. But like, since we're on topic of future and all that, let's get into some music. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now the New York drill scene is going crazy. What y'all got on the New York drill scene? Like, what y'all thoughts going
It's
on?
rising.
It's the best music scene out right now. Ain't nothing fucking with it. Like the South is doing this thing. It's always been doing this thing, but
For a minute.
the hottest shit is coming out of New York.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
gonna lie.
bangers.
I called this 3 years ago.
The
I
bangers.
told y'all, like, this is the most authentic music in the game right now. The most authentic music. Niggas is not lying about what they're rapping. They really doing what they doing, and they just making music trying to better themselves in their positions, for me. And it used to be the Chicago. That was the most authentic at the time, musically. For me, niggas was not lying about what they rapping.
You feel it?
rapping
You
about.
felt that, right?
Yeah, like, feel me? You could see it. And you could,
Right.
like, I'm not gonna front, I like that shit because the game is so fake sometimes, feel me? Like, especially, like, some of these kids, like, they was just doing it for the clout and you had a whole
I mean,
clout
some of the
movement.
New York City's is doing it for the cloud too, though. Not all of them is about it.
I mean, those are the
Right.
ones that I don't think they really, for me, some people, they make noise for other reasons, other people make noise for, I'd rather go the authentic way.
Nah, 'cause I feel like a lot of rappers these days, like rappers become like more of like a hustle for like the bread these days.
Yeah,
More so than
people
people
just
do
be-
it for like
be
the
a quick
art.
buck.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying, like, these niggas like Chef G, 22, feel me? They've been rapping for a minute. They've been rapping for like 3 years now. No funny, like, and they were always nice. They just keep getting better and more eyes on them. And then after that, what? Now you got Pop Smoke, you got Favo, you got freaking Smooth L. I mean, is it Smooth L?
Yeah.
Yeah, Smooth L. Feel me, Smooth L. And you got other names that's, feel me, just bubbling. New York, it's like like they say, it's like a renaissance.
Busy
coming on.
Banks.
Exactly, Busy Banks on the rise. Like other names, like
That's
it's such a vast movement. Like every day is a new person come out of Brooklyn. It kind of makes me sad because like it's like where the other boroughs at besides Bronx and Brooklyn
Y'all
going
not
crazy.
making no noise.
I don't know where Queens is at. I'm not
Where
gonna front
Harlem
like
at, man?
Queens ain't making no noise.
Queens
right
don't
now.
make no music, bro.
But when Queens, but I'm not gonna lie.
Who
When
got
Queen,
cash?
I'm not gonna lie. When Queens
Who
make
got
noise
cash?
though, it birth legends though. Like whoever comes out of Queens is gonna be a legend. Like whenever that happens, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, now they did have.
Like
Very
they could be
solid
as
legends.
quiet as they are, but when they do come out, niggas come out with legends, like stained products.
The last legend that you would
Was
say is
Chinks
Nicki.
and like Stack, but even though Stack was like a street legend, if anything.
I would say Nicki's the last legend, though.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about Nicki. Y'all know I don't really fuck
I don't
with
fuck
Nicki
with
like
Nicki
that.
right now, but Nicki
She's definitely a legend though. I'll give her
She's
that.
definitely
Definitely a
She's a
legend.
Queens legend for real.
I'm not gonna lie. I realized the other day because like
That's the embodiment of a
what's
Queens
it called?
girl.
This girl, you know, the girl who made "Bitch I'm a Cow." Bitch,
Oh,
Doja?
Doja Cat?
She had put out a video and it just popped up on my timeline.
She's nice.
She's alright, but I feel like she's one of Nicki's like kids though. Like I could definitely see that Nicki
a lot of
influence.
influence. Hold
A
on.
whole lot of influence. That whole
You can say-
embodying different characters.
You can say the
thing.
same thing about a couple girls.
Nah, like, Nicki
Yeah,
has
she
a lot of
influenced
kids.
a lot of people.
That's why you
Nah,
gotta
that's
give
what
it up
she-
to
yeah,
Nicki.
she's that legend,
You gotta
yeah.
give it up to Nicki, bro. She's that.
Even though I don't like her like that, she definitely a legend.
she's that.
When she first came out, like niggas was not fucking with Nicki Minaj, bro.
What you mean?
Like just the term. No, I'm saying like she was really came out spitting balls.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't know if it was
Oh,
I thought you
Safari
meant,
writing
like-
them shits.
I mean, he came out and said he wasn't.
All right, well that's good. That's cool. But I'm saying, feel me? Like Itty Bitty Piggy. That was him and Teddy's favorite shit to rap.
That shit was fire, bro. Nicki Minaj, yo, that's one of the best songs she ever made. No funny shit.
Nah, that shit is.
The early Nicki was wavy. That's when I was fucking with her.
But she was on them.
But then she
DVDs
came
and
out with
shit.
like all that Starships and shit. I was like, nah, it's.
I mean, but
Starships was a hit.
But you know what I'm saying?
For
the
Artists like
whites.
Nicki gotta go that route. You feel me? Like,
you don't have to go that
She
route,
got OD
bro.
pop. Like,
But, like-
You don't have to.
but
Like,
that
that's why I don't
pop
get
route
it.
get you to another level, though, bro.
It do, but you don't have to do it that way. Like Kendrick didn't do it that way.
But I mean, Kendrick is just a different artist in a whole.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, let's not act like, feel me. Some people take the easy way out. Other people take the hard way out. They stay true to themselves. You gotta respect the people that stay true to themselves. I'm not gonna front. That Starships, even if it's a hit. That
But I
shit-
mean,
that
you
shit
don't
is
know if
trash.
that shit probably was hard for her to do. You know,
That's like Yummy for Justin Bieber right now. That shit is trash.
That's not a trash.
it's not trash. It's
That's
just
not a trash.
just not the number one.
That's, yeah, he was feeding to make that shit.
Yo,
Busting out the bed, man. Yo,
Yo, keep streaming the box.
facts. Stream box, man.
Shout out the box. Both of them.
Yeah, shout out all the boxes. Every box.
Clean boxes.
Right, yeah, every clean box.
But
Boom, boom, turn up.
with the whole drill thing, with 2020, the big thing is Bobby coming out in December,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
How do y'all feel like
Yo,
he's gonna
Flatbush, we
impact
back.
the game, bro?
Nah,
He's Flatbush.
I'm so happy. Like Brooklyn drill is in a spot. It is like I said when we talked about it briefly when we was by your crib. Like I'm so happy Brooklyn is in a spot where it's at right now because they come out this November, December.
December.
November, December,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like
Roddy come out this year too? Or?
yeah, they
Supposed
come,
to
they
come
come
out
at the same time.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Yeah,
Suppose.
because supposedly remember Bobby had
Yeah,
did
yeah.
something that got
Whenever
the
niggas
census.
get close to the release date, some BS always happen, feel me? So let's
hope
hope,
that.
we hoping
Yeah,
and
but-
praying them niggas come out at the
You
same
know what I'm saying? I
time.
really want to see the 9 back out there. You know what I'm saying? Free the hots, but you know what I'm saying? When this being at this scene is where it's at right now, like
Niggas coming home.
imagine
to
them
fucking-
coming home to
Parade.
that, bro. Like
I'll be proud. I'll be happy and proud.
Imagine they come out and they spitting crazy, like
I
they
know
wrote
it.
mad.
You be seeing a picture of that nigga? Like he looks mad grown now. For me, like
who?
Bobby.
Bobby, he gonna
Yeah,
do-
but you gotta
I see
remember
more
Bobby
pictures
was
of Bobby
like
than Rowdy.
Bobby was like 18.
Yeah, that's what
when
I'm
he
saying.
was
I haven't heard nothing about
Rowdy
Rowdy
either.
that old,
I
bro.
barely see that. They probably got him in a box. No funny. He probably was one.
Nah, but Rowdy, I remember one time Reem said he had heard that Rowdy had shot somebody that went to go perform. I
Yeah,
said,
bro. And
Yo, we not Jostens. We not talking about that. We not.
nigga, it's
It
a
was,
fact.
it's
Yeah.
a fact.
It's already in the record.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fact. But yeah, he. What I ain't
I
gonna.
ain't say you seen him do it.
The story goes.
Nah,
The
bro,
story
I don't like
goes.
talking on
Yeah,
men's.
this
I
is
don't like
a
talking
real
on
Brooklyn
men's.
nigga for you.
Cause
This
I
is a
hate
real Brooklyn nigga for you.
no funny shit. I don't like talking about people's.
The story
that's on the
goes.
record though. Like,
The story goes.
He
That's
don't
how
care.
it
He
goes.
does not care.
That's
He
how
does
we-
not care.
that's how it
That's
goes.
on record.
He does not
Yeah.
care.
Google that.
We don't do one down to the soul stinks, you heard?
So you think we done with music, guys? Like y'all got nothing else in New York, Jersey? Y'all got nothing to say about Pop, This, and Cass? And
I don't
Smooth
know.
apparently.
I don't know way too much about that. I just know that he was like he'll be outside and
But,
all that.
but what do you think about that space we're in right now?
I was gonna say.
Bro, do we need that?
You wanna
beef
talk
going
about
on?
it?
We
A$AP
don't.
Rocky
We
shit?
don't need that shit
What?
at all.
What we was talking about in the crib?
We could.
Before you get into that, just a little comment on that because I don't want to get too much on Pop Smoke. But New York artists never have that unity that we need, my nigga. It's like, and it's always
tough in
been
Brooklyn,
like
bro.
that.
You gotta feel me, gritty streets of Brooklyn. Like,
And
But it's
that's
like
why-
Atlanta, bro. Niggas be fucking with each other heavy. That niggas
Atlanta's a
coming up
different
together.
environment.
Yeah,
It's
I was
like
gonna say that.
Atlanta's a different environment.
You got nature down south.
You jacking
You know, how
Nature's
calm,
with.
you know how calming that is, bro. I'm not gonna front. You know how calming just.
So you jacking those
Nah,
old
don't get me
Nature's-
wrong. I'm all for it though. I'm all for the
Warmer
unity because I want to see New
I need
York.
that.
I want to see New York finally get it together. Like,
What?
no funny shit. This is the start of it.
A lot of the
Yeah,
people
but
illegal.
feel me, you still around. Like, I'm not gonna front. I feel like that's a key thing. Like, you around nature, bro. Like that shit is fake calming.
Because at the same time, you catch a body easier down there, bro.
Obviously, because the grip is legal out here. But that's not act like New York.
I'm saying
So this, New York is just mad disrespectful.
But I'm saying the mentality though.
New
New York got the
like-
bird. Like,
like
feel
he
me,
said,
the rudest
cold-
people. Feel
cold
me.
streets
Mad
of
rude,
Brooklyn,
bro.
feel me?
Mad rude.
Disrespectful
New York
breeds.
is different. I'm not gonna front. Like, not being around nature, the fucking air is dirty, my nigga. Like, what we're breathing is dirty on a day-to-day basis. Like, if you really think about it, bro. Like, down there they have clean air.
He's right, you know.
Cleanish.
But what you
Cleaner.
What was
than
y'all
New
talking
York.
about in my crib?
Yeah, well,
He was talking about. He was basically saying that he feels like New York's sound right now is because of two people, Bobby Shmurda and
The
and
Shmurders.
A-Boogie.
No.
The Shmurders and A-Boogie.
And A-Boogie.
And he was basically saying how ASAP Rocky didn't have any like impact on New York. He said, yeah, he's a big stamp in hip hop, but he didn't have like a big impact on New York sound, as he was saying. Like, but I say like if you really think about it, New York sound came from a lot of different places. So ASAP Rocky is definitely like part of New York sound because when we were in high school, everybody knew about ASAP. You feel me? Like in New York, we was rocking. He was talking about the designer shit. He was living that shit. It's the same thing, but he was talking about different content. You was basically saying like how you feel me? Like it depends on what they talking about, but he was just talking about a different feel me fashion.
Again, like, I'm not taking nothing away from ASAP. He impacted hip hop as a whole. For me, he's definitely what they say. I still don't really know exactly anymore what this means, but a cultural icon for me in hip hop. But in my opinion, he's just a person that so happened to be from New York. I wouldn't consider him a New York rapper per se. For me, and
It's a lot of southern sound.
I would exactly for me, and I would not really consider him like, I don't think compared to what we're listening to now and this whole movement, because again, this drill shit been happening for years. It's not like we just woke up in 2019, 2020 like, oh shit, this is what the kids is making now. No, this shit been here like for 3-4 years now. So for me, ASAP, to me, he didn't really impact the sound of New York. He just impacted a sound in hip hop. That's why you had like Playboy Cardis, Unos, and shit like that. For me, they got inspired by ASAP, and it helped out that sound, whatever that sound is. I don't know what they call it for me, but that sound, that luxury rap, that niggas is for me, that's what they rap about. That's ASAP. But as far as helping New York as a whole, that didn't really do much for New York to me, bro. Like, I say jokingly, but not really. Like, he fake gentrified New York. Like,
New York.
he gentrified New York, bro. Like, he had all these
Stupidest thing he
hype.
could have said.
He had all these hypebeats out here for me.
No.
He had all these little people that like all these rich little white kids for me acting like all they care about is designer and that shit is cool. Posted up in Soho and all that because of ASAP and all that. Like that shit.
Bro, A$AP
what
ain't
did that do
gentrified
for
New
New York as a whole? For me, though, I will say that artistry in New York, he helped out as far as like people selling clothes, like creativity outside of music. As far as New York goes, I will give ASAP that credit. But as far as the music, I don't think ASAP really infected that because I don't see anybody in New York that sounds, or I could say was inspired by ASAP. That's hot right now.
I can't really name anybody.
But my argument was, what is New York sound? We didn't have a sound for mad long. We took drill from Chicago, bro. We didn't have no sound. How are you gonna say that the Shmurders is the thing? We took drill from Chicago, bro.
I told, like
you said A-Boogie influenced by Drake and Future.
You're right. Like I said, in my opinion, this is what happened. For me, this is what happened to hip hop in
We didn't have a sound.
And hip hop in New York in general. New York started hip hop. Everyone else, the shit spread out of New York. So everyone was looking at New York like, we're gonna put our own spin on this. They got inspired.
This is the base.
Exactly. We're gonna regurgitate this to what we
spat on his shoulder.
Oh shit. I'm fucking up all day today.
Damn.
Either way, we're gonna regurgitate this in what we think it should sound like. Feel me? Now, what happened in this century, in this decade, I guess you could say from 2010 to 2020, feel me? New York seen everybody else and what they were doing and regurgitated everything and incorporate it into what we should think it should sound like.
That's a good point.
Because if you think about it, like you said, A-Boogie heard Drake and all that. They say that A-Boogie is the scammer Drake sound. Like, feel me? Like the people that are too proud to bump Drake, they'll bump A-Boogie. Because he got that hood spin on it, feel me? That's what they say, feel me? Like, I've heard people say that. So I say, in my opinion, like, you had A-Boogie and the Schmurders. The Schmurders in them, they heard Chicago drill. They heard probably, like, a couple of the down south flows and stuff like that. And then what were they doing? They were just rapping like that, putting New York lingo into it. And dancing, exactly. They did that, and A-Boogie was in.
That's why I give it to the Schmurders, because they incorporated that whole thing. Like, you had the dance, you had the number one hit. You feel me? Like, that's why I was like, the Schmurders definitely had that impact. But I was saying, like, the sound is just like, it came from all over, so you can't even knock ASAP for having, because ASAP he was influenced by Houston.
Again, I'm not taking anything from ASAP what he did for hip hop. I just don't think he did anything for New York.
Yeah, no, I definitely see where
musically
you're coming from.
Musically,
and I see where your point is, because everybody that's coming out of New York City, they sound like A-Boogie, or they sound like
the Schmurders.
Yeah,
the Schmurders,
yeah. So he
I'll
brought
give you
up a good point, but
like those are dead the OGs in the game. Like, they're gonna be New York legends. They are New York legends.
Can we give a shout out to Speaker Knockers, bro?
Facts.
That's a fact.
A lot of people.
That was my favorite artist when he was alive.
Super Street legend. Super Street legend.
A lot of people that sound like A-Boogie sound like A-Boogie because of Speaker Knockers.
That's
Like,
a
Speaker
fact.
Knockers is the OG of that
Also,
shit.
it's a super fact. Super fact.
Big fact.
So rest in peace.
R.I.P. to that nigga for real.
R.I.P. man.
Died too young.
OD, bro.
And it's crazy because, like, this street shit is different, bro. Like, niggas really be, like, blossoming and being, like,
Get taken away immediately.
meaningful impacts in life, and then
Facts.
you turn around, they not here no more.
They be victims of their circumstances sometimes. That's when I always say you can't keep it 100% real in hip hop. Because you're gonna die or go to jail.
I feel like you could,
depending on what you're rapping about.
I agree, because, like, I was gonna say you could, but like, you can't, because then
You gotta move different.
Yeah, you just gotta move differently.
Yeah.
You can't
And I
be
think you
100%
even
real
said
and
it.
move
Like,
differently.
even as an artist, you can't be 100% you can't be 100% yourself and show yourself in the music. Like, I wanted to know, why do you think, like, feel me? Like,
What?
like, why did you say that? Like, why don't you think that's possible?
To what? Be 100% in the music?
Yeah, like, personal. Like, like that open of a book.
Because everybody has something about themselves, you feel me, that they're not sharing with everybody, you feel me? Like, even if it's a thought on something, you feel me, like, you're not sharing that thought with everybody because of how people are gonna look at you. Like, so everybody has one thing like that.
Fact.
So I feel like in the music, like, yeah, there's some artists that get really close to, like, being extra super personal, but not all of them. Nobody's gonna get to 100% because there's something that somebody that doesn't know about you.
I feel like you can't do it because you're just gonna be detrimental to yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
and after that, the opinions, you feel me? That's gonna
Exactly.
cause to lead. That's gonna lead to, like, more depression. You feel me? Like, if it's a thought, you feel me, like that. Like,
I feel like before social media, you probably could have got closer than what you are now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because everybody got an opinion.
Now they see
Yeah.
everything, and they see everything. Like,
Now artists are just more scared to be themselves.
yeah, especially on that platform. So
Facts.
it's tough, bro.
But yo, we gonna switch gears a little bit because running low on times and whatnot. But one thing that we brought up, or was brought up earlier, was that, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of foul, to me at least, that, you know, parents, you making their kids kind of like pay rent in the house. And like sometimes some people I know, like, they pay rent to sleep in the same crib they grew up in, like, which is crazy to me, bro. Like, I can understand, like, maybe touching, you know, a little bit of the bills, but like a whole rent is kind of crazy to me. So, like, I mean, I just want to get y'all opinions on, you know, that topic. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you were in that same position, would you do the same? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel?
I guess it's just circumstantial. If your parent most certainly needs the help financially, then, you know, you got to go about doing it. But if they don't necessarily, if they have it, they don't necessarily need the help, and they're just asking you because you're living under their roof, I feel like that's just like it's like a punch in the gut almost.
I mean, but I feel my combative sentence to that would be like, if I had it like that, I would have moved out. You know what I'm saying? Like, me paying somebody else rent is hindering me from being able to, like, either A, go buy my own property, obviously, or B, like, go, you know, at least pay somebody else rent. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm paying you rent to stay in the same spot I'm trying to move from.
No, yeah. I'm saying, in a
backwards.
parent's perspective, it's like,
Yeah.
if the
And
parents got it like that.
some parents do that to like get them in the mode of
mental?
paying, the mental of paying rent to teach them a lesson. But I feel like they could ask for it, but like I feel like if they know that you're going through the phase in your life when you're trying to figure everything out and they're asking you for rent and they could pay the rent, like if they could, like that's another thing. If they need help, like they definitely should be like, yo, I need some help with this. Like, but if they don't need the help and they just asking you, like, I feel like that would be type foul.
It's funny because I actually put that in the group chat for the topics, feel me? Because recently, like not even too long ago, my father like basically started asking me to help out with the rent.
Yeah.
Feel me? And y'all know the situation I'm in. Like right now, we in the works of whatnot of the crib situation. But for me, my father asked me to help kick in with the rent starting like this month coming up. So at the same time, he asked me that, and I'm like, I know, like you said, like I know he needs the help, so I don't have no issue with it. Feel me?
Yeah.
But my whole thing is like it's kind of weird because I have a very close relationship with my father. We're basically very, very close. It's just me and him in the crib. So it's always been that way. So like now to me, it kind of changes the mental or like the relationship in a sorts for me because yeah, exactly that dynamic. Because at the end of the day, to me, that's still his crib for me. Like, but at the same time, I'm paying rent, so it's like we're fake roommates. For me,
yeah, technically
it's like, feel me? Exactly. Like, it's like my room. The way I see it is like I'm basically paying for my room, for me, and to use the bathroom and shit. Like if you really want to put it that way, like if you think about it. So like for me, I just don't like that's the way I was thinking about it. Like since he's told me that to help him out, feel me? So I'm just like, that's like it's still weird around the crib right now, feel me? But like I think we're just easing into it, and like I said, it's a temporary thing anyway. It's not like I'm gonna be helping them. Eventually, I'm gonna be living on my own. But my whole thing is sometimes I think about it. It's like some parents they do that, and then they start like basically bashing their children because like they can't live on their own. And it's like, yo, I'm helping you out with the rent. How do you expect me to help you out with the rent and expect me to live on my own? I have to save for me. It's that. And my son Brave, shout out Brave. I guess I'm not gonna front. My father is doing this. So if a parent does do this, you should keep this in mind. This was a cool thing that my son Brave told me that his friend had happened to. His mom supposedly was making his man pay rent since he turned like 18 or 19.
You told me about this.
Feel me? It was like 18 or 19. And I think he's like our age right now. So that's like 24 right now. So that's like 5 years worth or whatever.
6.
You don't know how to count.
Either way, for me, 5-6 years worth. And then they started like bashing him like, yo, you gotta like not kick them out the crib, but like, yo, you gotta move out. And he was like, yo, like I don't got no bread to move out. And his parents hit him with the, yo, his older, like it was like 10K. Like, yo, all the rent, we was just banking it.
That's crazy.
That's
I just told my mom that like she didn't even, my mom never asked me for rent. I just told her I'm a
you start helping.
Yeah, because I feel like I should like that's another thing. If you feel like you should and you see like you feel me like your mom don't like, I feel like you should definitely help them out. I'm about to start helping out, son.
Real nigga.
Like I said, I don't mind.
Y'all making me feel trash. I ain't helping out with nothing.
I mean, everybody's situation is different. Yeah, everybody's situation is different.
Nah, but like, I mean, the only thing I
live in Long Island.
True. And like, what's it called? Like, the only thing I'm paying for right now is like, I'm doing my phone right now. Like, I pay for my phone.
He don't even pay for his Netflix. He using somebody else.
I was gonna say,
I
like,
don't pay for my
father's.
Netflix. He bugging.
That's another thing. It's like, yo, he just asked me to pay for rent, and I'm already paying for the Wi-Fi.
Gotta finesse that.
I'm accumulating bills, my nigga. Like, what's going on?
That's how
here?
it happens when you grow up crazy. It's like,
no, it's
that's
like
literally
bills,
what made me know I was
boy.
gonna do. I was
That's
like,
how
oh snap! Like, I'm getting this.
I don't mind as long as I know that at the end I'm gonna be living on my own. That's why I don't mind, because apparently that's the plan for me. So as long as that plan comes to fruition, I do not mind. If it doesn't, by June, I'm gonna start inquiring about other living capacities for me, because it's for me. Niggas is only getting older, like you said. I've been living on my own since college, so it's not like niggas don't know how to live on their own.
That's a fact.
Shit is.
You've been living on your own.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm glad that going away to college. Like we should have moved off camp. If you watching this and you young, you in college, you a freshman or whatever the case is, move off camp as soon as possible.
Facts.
You're gonna save yourself a ton of bread. It's gonna give you the practice of living on your own. It's gonna force you to just use all your resources.
Especially like if you're gonna live with roommates, it teaches you how to like live with other people.
Yeah.
You feel me? Especially because if you live in New York, that's a big possibility that you have to do that later on because of the way pricing is of housing in New York.
Most certainly.
Man, they ain't say the key words, man.
What's the key words?
Y'all niggas here to wear a refund check, and y'all gonna be happy people, man. That's all
What's
I'm
a
gonna
refund
say.
check?
Be smart with the refund check.
Please be smart with the refund
That's
checks.
all I will give to
I
the young
wish-
people out there.
I wish I had the thought process that I have now, like from freshman year to now, bro. I done did some things with that money.
That's a fact.
Supposedly, the nigga Mark Cuban invested his refund check into like a business. And
I
that's
don't
how he
even
got-
hear that, bro, because that's gonna make me feel bad about myself.
It won't for me. I did due diligence with mine. I had fun.
Nigga, what
I
you did?
was
I
Cut
had
mad
fun
codes?
with my shit.
Cut
What?
mad clothes?
mad clothes, mad vacations, all that, bro.
Niggas ain't did good
I
with
did
this.
I did the regular shit, bro. I don't care. Cut the beat.
Granted, Ray wasn't much of a traveler, so
Feel me? I didn't have the means. I
You
never
had to.
traveled before, so I got a good refund check. I'm like, all right, we outski, my nigga. Like,
first time I ever, well, it wasn't even me. So y'all know me and my brother, we like this.
Mhm.
Fucking growing up, wearing the same clothes and all that. Fucking, he's 3 years older than me, so he started college when I was a freshman a freshman in
No, you were
a sophomore. I was a sophomore in high school. And then a check came, and we looking at the shit. It's like $1,600. Like, this is 2010, so that's a lot of fucking money, bro. That's a good amount of money. Now, imagine for a fucking 18-year-old, a 15-year-old, bro. But I'm saying, like,
yeah, nah,
For
for
Ray,
what I'm
it's
saying?
not because Ray buy $500.
No,
yeah,
that's-
he bought like $700 articles of clothing.
So
But,
like,
They're investments.
that
They're
depreciate.
not.
that do depreciate, bro. But I can use them as collateral sometimes.
You're right. But so we looking at this shit, we like, what is this? Because we've never seen this amount of money before at one time, bro. Nigga was calling the college. It was like, oh no, that's yours. Just spend it, nigga. We went bought mad Jordans. Like, it was just wilding, bro. Like,
That's OD.
I just wish we had that guidance. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Could've did something with
definitely,
that.
and it's tough when like you don't, because then you have to learn the hard way. You feel me? And like see other people like. But I mean, it's all part of growing up, though.
That's what I'm saying.
in
Like,
that sense,
that's
like,
why I don't think about. I try not to dwell in the past anymore, my nigga. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
definitely.
front.
You can't do it on the
Yeah,
past
I
too
just
much.
be like, yo, I had my fun for me, and then now we just keep it pushing.
Keep moving forward, man.
Nah, yeah, I think we've all reached the point where like we kind of know how this life shit kind of work at this point. Like,
So
Not
far,
yet.
so
Not-
far.
so not life.
We're getting our
but
footing.
we got
we're gaining our
got,
footing.
No, hear me out, because like we got like the basics we need to move forward is what I'm getting.
Okay.
At. Like,
Right.
we
Okay.
have, like footing was a good word.
Yeah.
Like, we not like everything figured out. Obviously, like we still have to get into like
Yeah.
new careers and things of that nature. But like I think we all have our feet set in a good spot. Like I don't look at anybody in this room, period, and say like, yo, this nigga don't know what he doing in his life. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying? 'Cause
facts.
we all know
That's a
people that's
fact.
on the block that's chilling. You know what I'm saying? Dudes we
Facts.
probably don't even hang out with
That's a
no
fact.
more.
Nah, that's a
Because, you
fact.
know,
The OG's still on the block, man. That should be sad.
dudes we seen on the block when we was 12 still in the same spot.
That ass, bro. It should be sad as shit. I be just looking at these niggas like, damn. It's the same
I try
thing.
not to look at it that way. I just be
You
like,
my nigga, what? This what?
nah. I just be like, yo, for me, different circumstances for them. You don't know what they went through. For
Standing on that corner?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they probably had to stand on that corner for whatever reasons.
You right. I'm not gonna
I don't
knock
think
anybody.
I don't think niggas willingly stand
Knock
on the
anybody
corner.
past.
Maybe niggas that willingly stand on that.
Yeah, exactly. Love
Nah,
that
yeah,
shit.
'cause
Niggas
some
love
people-
being outside.
Some
Like,
people that just didn't want to do like
just be outside.
Nah, I'm not gonna front. I can't grasp that concept. I don't think there's people out there that literally don't like making money, bro.
Nah, there are people out there that just
What?
chill.
You
There's
got bums
people-
out here that's trying to make money.
Bro,
Bums,
there's people out there that are just dead lazy, bro. Like that just don't want to.
bro. So what are you talking about? Like I just can't grasp that concept, bro. Cause how are you living?
That's you.
Nah, but how are you living though? Like how are you
Niggas
living?
be asking other people for money,
So you're making money of sorts.
but that's not you making money. Like,
You're acquiring debt in a sense, basically,
niggas be lazy, bro. Shit is nasty out here.
bro.
That's
Because
a fact.
niggas be like, nah, I can't go to school. I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's bro. They be
I
niggas
can't
talking
get a
like that,
job.
bro.
I'm not gonna want to go in. You know what I'm saying? So like they just end up doing dumb shit on the
Niggas
block.
just be like, yo, that school shit annoying, son.
Yeah, like
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I guess I put myself in good positions with the people I met because I don't hang out with none of them type of niggas. No way smart.
Nah,
Feel
yeah,
me?
none of us
like
hang
yo,
out with them, but we've
I
seen
never
it.
inquired.
You know
I
what I'm
never
I
like.
mean, I know people like that's
Yeah.
like that, or knew at least.
I don't know nobody like that. I know people that stand on the corner for several reasons, but they're at least trying to make money for me, like circumstances, stuff like that.
I mean,
I don't know nobody that's literally like just trying
I know
to be a bum.
niggas in,
No, I mean-
in Marcy, bro, Marcy Ave that be outside just to be outside, bro.
And they've been like that for a
Put
year, like
some-
years,
Put some time.
like years.
Put some time.
I know some people.
Because the thing is,
in
you
my
talk
hood
about
like
people that
too.
like have the situation has led them to like, you know, that scenario. Like life happened and they
But,
ended
like,
up
what are
having
they
to
doing?
hustle every day for $1.
Nothing.
I'm talking about people that like they could have had a better situation, but like they came out. They chose to drop out of school for whatever reason. They chose not to get
I don't really feel like
not to hold on to whatever job they got. So now they just outside to be outside, just to be in the mix and they broke. You know what I'm saying? It's dudes just like that.
But like, I guess the way I think about it is like, they gonna realize sooner or later, feel me, that them niggas gotta make some type of money, feel me?
I mean, yeah, like nobody's out here not making no dollars at all. Like dudes like that is usually probably selling butter on the corner or selling whatever to make whatever small means.
Something for me, not trying
But
to be a bum.
but the thing is, you still gonna be a bum because like there's, especially if you're not trying to like really level up, like you're not trying to sell
Oh,
to
okay. I see the
more to
discount.
sell. You know what I'm saying? Like
They're not
guys,
ambitious.
Exactly.
That's what you're trying to
That's
say.
the,
Okay.
that's the key word.
That's
right
the
there.
exactly. Okay,
There's
I
dudes with
understand.
no
on the same
ambition.
page.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, y'all want to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up, man.
Let's do it.
We gotta get up out of here.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I have reached the time. I want to go
I would,
home.
and I would like to add, there is no rendezvous in my crib. I'm sick of looking at y'all faces. Go home.
I got a dip anyway.
I was trying to go home regardless.
All right.
I didn't want to go home, but fuck it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo, you can always look at Ray while his responses and just tell he's the only child. Bro.
I'm an only child. I'm Gucci in the crib by myself.
Like, I don't think you understand that going home is just gonna be me and my father. The nigga, if y'all ever have my father at any future event and see him,
We about to make him pull up to our podcast.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Mad
You
rock
will
songs.
understand this man is different. That's all I would say. I love that man. That's my heart.
Now, I would
Nigga
definitely
is
one thing I
different.
definitely want to do is have like an age gap on here. Like I don't know how to explain like us and then like maybe like some older.
Father's gonna
heads.
come here drunk.
I would appreciate that.
Super.
That's off the tequila. He like a tequila drinker.
I think he drinks rum.
Yeah.
I think he drinks Palo Viejo.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
What?
Some Puerto Rican rum.
All right now.
Right,
That's
but
your mom's favorite.
$18
it used
for
to
the
be.
fucking.
It used
All
to
right
be.
now.
She never used to do the finger motion. Don't do that. But
You're trying to play pops.
yeah.
That's all to you.
Nah, yeah, but this has been episode 3 of Lunchtable, man. We'll see y'all next week with episode 4.